Hey everybody, welcome back to the Gamble Smart channel. Mark here, and today we are talking about Class 2 machines, which are the bingo machines you see behind me. Maybe one of the casinos you go to, or some of the ones that you've been to in the past, have these kind of machines. Have you ever tried to figure out what is actually going on? So we're going to break all that down in this video today and answer all your questions about Class 2 gaming and how it works. Let's get started. All right guys, before we get started playing this game, we're going to do some show and tell, of course, when I am playing it, so you can see what the bingo card looks like after I do a spin, etc. But let's break down the basics here. So this is the bingo call out here. Okay, so all of these numbers that are being called here are part of the bingo game, and every single one of the machines in this area, probably casino-wide, it really depends on how many bingo servers they have, but probably in this room there's just one. So everybody's getting the same numbers here, okay? For yellow numbers that you see here, basically what these indicate are eligible numbers, okay? The white numbers are ineligible numbers, meaning that they don't make part of a pattern. So what does that mean? What is a pattern? So you see the bingo card up here, right? Whenever I press the spin button, you're gonna see this bingo card change, and you're gonna see certain numbers highlighted in yellow, okay? If the number is highlighted in yellow, that means the number is presented down here, okay? So the first thing you need to do is match eligible numbers here, and that are the yellow numbers. So even though a number will show up here highlighted in yellow, it could still be a white number, which means it does not indicate a pattern or anything that you can do. So what are the patterns exactly? What does that actually mean? Like, what are you trying to do here? Aren't you just playing the reels? And the answer is no. This is an after effect down here. This is just to make it, so you can experience it like most people understand slot machines. You got the sevens and the bars and the cherries, etc. But what is really going on is you're playing the game of bingo, okay? So let's break it down even further. Okay, let's say that you get a bunch of highlighted numbers here, and you notice that those numbers are in yellow, and they form a paying pattern. Then you get a win on the reel itself, and you'll actually see the win. So how do you know which patterns are available? Well, let's go over to this machine over here that's got the pattern cycling through. And you can basically see that's a hot dog. That pays 60 on a 1 credit bet. Makes sense. 60. Corporal Stripes, that's the big one. 2,000 on this one. Lollipop pays 160. So you see what's going on there? So you basically are wanting to match that on here. But it can be deceiving because you can get a full card. That means every number down here is highlighted in yellow, but you don't get a win. And the reason is because there are white numbers down here that are breaking the possibility of getting a pattern, okay? So I think this is gonna make sense as we sit down and start playing it. So let's go ahead and do that. And we'll just do it slow go here so you can see what's going on. Okay, so I want you to watch. As soon as I press the bet button, you're gonna see the bingo card up here change, as well as some numbers appear in yellow. So here we go. Okay, so you see that? And we actually got a win, so I'm glad I can show you that. All right, so we got a win here because these 4 numbers right here are 4 of the yellow numbers down here, okay? So if any of the numbers up here are white, they would have blocked a pattern, okay? So one of the things that you could have gotten here are private stripes, which is here, 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 and here. But the reason it didn't is because 48, even though it's yellow up here, 48 is white down here. So that means it was not part of a matching pattern there because it's a blocker basically. Does that make sense? Hopefully it makes sense. All right, let's do a couple more spins. Okay, so nothing there. Okay, so we got open diamond again, which again are these 4, and they matched 4 of the yellow numbers down here. All right, so now is a good time to talk about red spins or red screens. Why do they call these machines red screens? Well, if you've ever played them before, you'll notice the red screen does happen randomly, and that means you basically get some free spins. You don't know how many it's going to be. Could be 1 to very many. We don't really know what the cap is. Could be a lot. But what a red screens mean is that up here on the card, during a single spin, you have matched more than 1 pattern at a time. Okay, so if we did get open diamond and we also got private stripes, we would get a red spin, and it would show, basically cycle through different patterns that we got and show you on the screen. Okay, so hopefully we can get a red screen here so we see what we're going. So you've probably heard Dave and I sometimes call out, ooh, that's a bad card. What we are looking at is we are looking at the possibilities up here of getting some kind of pattern. And we've memorized a lot of the patterns, and we're getting better and better over time. If we don't see it in here, then we know it's a bad card, which means it's probably going to result in a loss, right? Okay, so nothing on that one. So that's a good looking card, and the reason we say that is because look at all the yellow numbers in here. However, there are a lot of them are white, and you'll notice as the bingo call completes over here, the more white numbers, the more filled in these cards are going to look, even though it doesn't really mean anything because those white numbers are not eligible numbers. Okay. So we got our first red screen here. We got another one. Still going. Still going. Still going. Yeah. It's still going. Oh my goodness, guys. Valentine. Got it. Oh, I thought it was going to be it. There we go. Very nice. All right, so let's talk about what happened here. That was one of my better red screens. So you're going to see all the different patterns that matched up here. So you got a small diamond and letter Y. Okay, so each of these are what basically resulted down there. So big diamond and Christmas tree. So we got a lot of different patterns here. Valentine. I guess it kind of looks like a Valentine. Hot dog. And makes sense. I think that was the last one. Yeah, that was the last one. So there you go, guys. That's what a red screen looks like, and that was a really good one too. Paid $674 on a $3 bet. All right, we'll do one more spin here. All right, well, that'll be it there, guys. So we did pretty good there. And again, that was the bingo card. Okay, so the other thing I want to tell you about is look at all these different versions here. You got the Crazy Cherry, King of Coin, Lucky Ducky, Polar High Roller. You probably heard of a lot of these if you've ever played the Class 2 games. But they're really all the same. And the way you can do that, of course, is by just looking at the pay table up here. And you'll see that the pay tables on all this bank are exactly the same. And so it doesn't really matter which one you play. People just like the different themes. But there is no secret machine or anything like that because you're all playing you're playing the game of bingo with everybody in here. And it really doesn't matter when it comes down to it on these style machines. So let's talk about some of the other ones that you might find in a Class 2 version. All right, guys, we have stumbled over to one that we like. Dave and I, you've seen us play this a lot. And this is the 5-reel or 9-line version. The reason we like this one is because it does seem to red screen a little bit more frequently, although it all kind of works out at the end, but we kind of like the action on it a little bit better. But this one is a little bit more complicated when it comes to the patterns up here. There's a lot more winning combinations, and it gets really confusing on this one. So that's why we started with the single pay line, because that's the easiest to understand. But let's just play this a little bit and see what we can do. And of course, on this one, on these 5 reels, you got to be really careful with this max bet button. And we do have blockers that Dave created to put over those just in case, you know, you have a habit of pushing that, which sometimes we end up doing. They should change the color or something there so it's a little bit more. Now, the reason this one's dangerous is because the lowest you can play on here is 90 cents. But if you hit that button, you are now playing $18. That is a huge jump. So be very careful. We're going to play $4.50 and just see what we do here and see how this one plays out. So hopefully you can see the bingo card up there. This one's in purple instead of the orange or the yellow. But same basic concept here. You're looking for a good card. We would say this is a bad card, and do you guys see why we would say that? Because there's a lot of holes in there. There's a lot of black numbers and no purple numbers, and so that's what makes that look a little rough. Now that one looks a little better, but we still didn't connect. All right, hopefully we get a win here. Now that's a full card, and no, even when you have a card that looks like that, there's probably a lot of white numbers down there that are blocking all the different patterns. So it happens. It does happen. And as you play these a little bit more, you will start to see the different patterns that are available. You'll have a good indication of whether you're going to get a win or not. So this time we only got the eyes, which are those pathetic two little spots there. So not very good on that one. That's okay. Let's keep going. That's a good card there. And we didn't connect on that one either. Another good looking card. And this one we did connect on, but it didn't go red. So we just got eyes again. That's a horrible looking card. So when you hear Dave and I go live and we're playing these and we're always talking about what the cards look like, now you know what we're looking at. There we go. Let's see if it goes red. No, still didn't go red. So just eyes. So pretty unusual on these. Usually you get a red screen after a hit, but not always. There we go. Now we got a red screen. All right, it was only one spin, but that's okay. It was $29 there. So put us back a little bit. Okay, decent looking card. And nope, couldn't connect. Alright, a couple more spins here. Let's see if we can get something to save us. And we just got eyes again. This one's not being nice to us today. That's okay. Alright, last spin. And we got it. And it didn't go red. We got lucky 7 all by itself. So you see that pattern there? Alright. No red screen though. Ah, we got a red screen. Starting with eyes. And again, just one, but we got the postage stamp. So you guys are starting to get the idea here of what the bingo cards look like, and how you win. Okay, nice looking card. And only eyes out of all that. Now that's a rough looking one. And you guys can see why. See all the holes in there? Nothing was going to come of that one. All right, a couple more spins here. And we got saved again. Small diamond. All right, just one spin. We got 2 small diamonds there. And this one you get multiple of the same pattern because it's matching per Payline. Okay, so that's why you see it. A lot of repeating patterns on this one is because there are multiple Paylines and you can get a pattern match on each of the Paylines. All right, open V. This one's going to go out real quick. Yeah, just one spin. And the reason I knew that is because there's a lot of holes there. There's no other available patterns. Is this starting to make sense now? Let us know. We're trying to break this down so most people can understand what's going on. All right, last spin. And that looks like it'll be nothing. All right, let's move on to one more and kind of show you a little bit more. Hang tight, guys. All right, we're making a pit stop over here at these single Payline ones. These are the $5 ones because I want to point out something. These have a little bonus game up here. You see the little diamonds or the hunts, the jewel hunts? So if you collect 10 jewels, then you get to go on a little picking bonus. And so you might say, wow, look at this one, it's really close. That last jewel could take a very long time to hit, so don't chase it. But if you are going to sit down and play one of these, I probably would play the one that has the most diamonds or jewels at the end. You might as well, but that could sit there for literally hundreds and hundreds of spins, so don't chase it. All right, let's move on to the next. All right, another question you may have is how do you know if it's a Class 2 bingo style game? And the quick answer is to look for the bingo card. And the ones that we've showed you so far, it's been pretty obvious, right? So we're looking at these again, and you can see that bingo card up there, bingo call out. But let's take a look at this one. This is actually a Class 2 game, but how would you know? There is no bingo card anywhere on the screen. There's no bet panel that shows you. Well, you got to check in the game rules. So go to the help menu in here and look for bingo patterns. And so there you go. If you see that in the game rules, that is an indication that it is a Class 2 game. So that's another cool way that you can find out if you don't see that bingo card. Let's keep it on moving. All right, so here's the other one that Dave and I like to play. In fact, if you are at WinStar or Choctaw Durant, we recommend actually looking for this one and to play this one first. It's a great bankroll building game. It's never guaranteed, but overall it is a pretty good balance of action and wins, which is what you kind of need to start with before you start going crazy in the casino, right? You got to start slow and steady, try to build that bankroll up if you can. And so let's try to do that now. We're going to do $2.50 a bet and see what we got. And of course, a lot of these games at WinStar don't have the sound on. Well, we already got a red screen. That was fast. Let's see what we're going to get out of it. Okay. That was step ladder. That was cross corners. And that was corners. And letter Y. Very nice. And lucky 7. All right, so that paid off pretty good. So this card's a little bit small, but you can see just like the other one that we were playing, it's cycling through all those wins. So this is a double symbol here, so we got basically 100 credits there on that one. So we're up to 141, not too bad. So you can kind of see what we're talking about here. Just about every spin, you get something, right? It's not guaranteed, but I mean, when do you see this on other games? You don't. And so this is a good indication of a good bankroll building game when you get some repeated action like that. It's just something to look for. And this is why these are some of our favorites. All right, that was a good start for a card. That was peace sign, 6-pack. All right, we got 200 credits on that one because we got the double bar double, and peace sign. Well, look at that, guys. We doubled our money already, so we'll take it down to the 200, and we'll stop there. Oh, it's keeping us alive here. But we are still going to stop it to 200. Wow. Well, it's it's not one to give up on us. I like that. You know what? Since we did that, let's stop at the 210. Why not? All right, so this is one to look out for, guys. It is a 5-line, 3-reel Class 2 game. Mr. Moneybags 3 or 2, and it also comes in Hot Red Ruby 2 or 3. All right, so what do you guys think? Feeling a little bit more comfortable with Class 2 machines? We love them. We do really well on them overall. I mean, it's always, it's still gambling at the end of the day, of course. But what we're trying to do is to try to maximize your time in the casino. And it's, if you can learn how the Class 2 games work, it adds to the excitement because you can look at the card and understand what's coming up next almost. And it's fascinating. It just adds a whole nother element to it. And that's why we love playing these things so much. So I hope you learned something today. If you have any other questions about Class 2 gaming, leave it in the comments below and we'll do our best to answer it. So guys, as always, gamble smart, gamble safe. We wish you the best of luck out there. Take care. Bye-bye.